Welcome back to Leeds Lately for the live watch along of Leeds United versus Coventry City at Elland Road. Leeds hoping to bounce back from that midweek loss to Sunderland, which obviously a lot of you were with me for, and it was a very disappointing result. I didn't think Leeds were horrendous like a lot of people have been saying, but I didn't think we were fantastic either. So really, we need to get back to winning ways, and we need to get back to playing well again. So let's address the chat first, and then we'll get into the lineup and things like that. So. Got the usual suspects here. We've got Karen, we've got Liam, we've got John, we've got CB, we've got Goz, we've got Paul Lucas, Ben from Rad Music Chat. Basically all the usuals. Mark Wood, Alluvial Fan, SEL. So yes, welcome everybody to the live watch along. Glad to have you all here. Karen saying going for a 2-0 Leeds win. I hope so. I really hope so. I hope we get a nice clean sheet and play a little bit the way we did against Blackburn, getting a 2-0 win and having a clean sheet as well. Liam B also going for a 2-0 win to Leeds. John Garside saying afternoon everybody. CB just saying hello to everybody as usually does. Paul Lucas saying hi Max and all. Please, let's hope they show some spirit today. Fingers crossed I sense another nervy one. Hopefully they just put those nerves to bed early on and they just score quickly and get us all in the mood for a good result. Hopefully that happens. CB saying 3-0 win. Nobody really expects Coventry to score. Rad Music Chat is Ben saying, I'm at a crossroads, Leeds lately, and Max is my favourite LUFC content creator. Thank you very much. He deserves to be huge, but but it's like not as busy as Joe's or Connor's. It's tough. It's like your favourite band. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of the time, once the stream gets going, there's still like over 100 people in here. So a lot of the time there's over 100 people in here. So you still get a good chat going. And when there's less people, you actually get your comments read out as well. Whereas if there's so many people, it's just impossible to read them all out. Ipswich did draw. Goz61 is saying Ipswich drew 2-2 in the East Anglia derby between them and Norwich City. Norwich City scored to equalise in that game, and both teams obviously came away with a point. So Leeds have a chance to make up a little bit of ground on Ipswich. Let's have a look. Paul Lucas saying Max Farmy is far the better commentator. Thank you very much, Paul. I really appreciate that. Early goal, please, Leeds. Alluvial fan is saying, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying before, isn't it? An early goal would really settle the nerves for everyone. Robin Capstick saying, hi, Max. Hi, Robin. I didn't say that before. Dan Solvall, 3-1 to Leeds this time. First person who said that there's actually going to be a goal for Coventry. Samuel Jess saying, afternoon, everybody. Afternoon, Samuel. Afternoon, everybody who's joining. Afternoon, Rob, who's saying, apply a lover's caress to the like button team. We've got a pretty good like ratio so far, to be fair. We've got 37 people in the chat and 26 likes. So the more people that join, the more that should go up as well. Right, we've been through the chat. We're caught up. We're ready, and there's 3 minutes to kick off, but we're just going to have a little talk about the lineup. So here it goes. Meslier in goal, great right back, Rodon, Strauch and Spence. Ampadu, Kamara, James Peru, Somerville and Jorginho. Unchanged, of course, then from the game against Sunderland. I think there's a potential where it could be a better idea to play Jed Spence at right back and Archie Gray at left back, depending on who the opposition player is that's up against them. If it's the more difficult player is on the right-hand side, then potentially it should be Jed Spence that goes over there, because we've seen Archie got skinned quite a few times against... what's his face? Jack Clark. He used to play for us, didn't he? Jack Clark. So yeah, it's the same lineup, but I'm hoping for a different kind of performance tonight. Karen Curtin saying my birthday next week, Max. So winning a clean sheet would be a great present. Matching on together, absolutely. What day is it, Karen? Because we might actually have another game before your birthday. Let's go Leeds United fixtures. 23rd of December, we've got Ipswich, haven't we? So we haven't got a midweek fixture. We've got Ipswich on the 23rd. That'll be on Sky, I would imagine. But that's already... Yeah, it's on Sky. So I'll be live for that one. And then we've got Preston on Boxing Day. Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, so we won't play before then. So happy birthday for Wednesday. Hopefully we can, like you say, give you a good fixture, a good result. Teams are out that Coventry away kit. It's quite sexy. I'll have to have another look at it. I didn't quite see it then. Tell you the key issue for me then today. The key issue for me today, guys, is the battle in midfield. So against whoever they played last, Coventry, I think it might have been Southampton. I can't remember who it was. They basically played a 3 in midfield, and that could cause us issues if it's Kamara and Ampadu are a bit isolated in there. Just they're showing the Leeds lineup at the moment on the screen, so I'll show you it as well. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because Leeds have Ampadu and Kamara in there, and Peru is kind of in head of them, but he's not really a central midfielder, is he? So we are kind of looking at being outnumbered in that midfield battle, and hopefully that's not something that happens today, and hopefully Farke comes up with a way to combat that, maybe even if that's dropping an extra midfielder in, because hopefully we can combat that. John Garside saying, thanks for reminding me, John. Keep quiet if we score until I react, because, yeah, so basically don't react if a goal goes in at either end in this game, because I won't have seen it, so it'll spoil it for me, and, yeah, because you'll be slightly ahead of me. The other thing is, yes, Ipswich drew their game. Streams of dreams. Ipswich drew their game 2-2 with Norwich. The other thing I want to mention is, well, firstly, classic football shirts. Link in the description. If you use that link, you get 10% off classic football shirts. If you use Leeds Lately 10 at checkout, make sure you use my link. And basically, there's loads of good Leeds shirts on there, old Leeds shirts and stuff on there. Also, if anybody feels like they want to, I wouldn't mind if you could keep me up to date with. I wouldn't mind if you could keep me up to date with the results around the grounds from the other games. Also, if you find that you want to put something in the chat but you can't, it's because you haven't hit that subscribe button. So if you hit that, you should be able to. You should be able to put something in the chat down below. Players just flipping the coin for the kickoff at the moment, and we're just getting ready to start the timer as Leeds are taking their positions, ready to face this Coventry side at Elland Road. Coventry are just having a little team huddle at the moment. Oh, yes, welcome, Jeff, as well. All 0-0 as it stands. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Jeff Biss saying, Jeff in Maastricht, I had a problem with chat was stuck. I predict 3-1. Yeah, hopefully. Everybody's predicting a win, so let's hope we get one. Players are just getting ready to take the kickoff now. Referee just about to blow his whistle. Spence is on the left, yeah. Massive crowd today. Yeah, it does look full, doesn't it? And we are underway here at Elland Road with Kamara taking the ball and giving it across to Jed Spence, who gives it back to Pascal Strout. Leeds are, of course, going to try and play out from the back today, and they're starting early with that. There's actually a crisp packet in the midfield position at the moment for Leeds, so hopefully he's stronger than Brendan Aronson. Jed Spence into Somerville. Now Ampadu forward to Jorginho, dropped off nicely back to Somerville. Somerville tries to play a ball forward, which would have played in Kamara behind, but it's headed away. Coventry, of course, have Ellis Sims up front today. I can't remember if he's on loan from Everton or they signed him permanently, but I think there was a lot of teams in the Championship were wanting to get Sims, so they did a good job to get him. I'm not sure how he's performing this season, but even so, I think he can still be a threat. Joe Rodon now carries the ball out. Nice ball out to the right-hand side for Dan James. Dan James is going to have to come across the pitch, running across the halfway line. Gets taken out there from a tackle from behind from the Coventry City man. And it's going to be a Leeds free kick on the halfway line. I did actually take a screenshot of the Coventry lineup, so I'm just going to have that up to be able to see who their players are, because that might help. Sakamoto, the Japanese international, out on the right-hand side, gets tackled by Jed Spence and safely played back to Pascal Struijk, who can play it across to Joe Rodon, then back to Strauch again. Leeds just going out to the left-hand side now with Jed Spence in their own half, then back to Kamara, just patiently trying to move the ball side to side and look for an opening just as Pascal Strauch carries the ball forward a little bit, realises there's no options, and then drops it off to Glenn Kamara. Jorginho just loses out there, but it's adjudged to be a foul on Somerville. Leeds have a free kick just outside the centre circle on the Coventry side. I think Somerville's asking a couple of questions there of why that wasn't a card. I think he just went through the back of Somerville's heels, but I think it was quite innocuous. There wasn't really any malicious malicious intent in it. Glenn Kamara then stands over this free kick just outside the centre circle, so it's miles away from goal. Ampadu back to Kamara, back to Strauch, and then down the line a little bit to Jed Spence, who's going to look to try and go forward, but there's nothing on, so he goes back to Strauch, and then Strauch's going to bring the ball back over the halfway line and look for a pass. Plays a nice little pass into Jorginho, dropped off to Kamara, and then out wide to Somerville. Somerville now with the ball on the left-hand side. Luckily manages to get the ball past the Coventry winger, but Van Uwijk manages to tackle that one, and Leeds get the throw in. Jed Spence throws it back to Glenn Kamara, and Leeds have to go all the way back to Strauch in their own half. Strauch into the centre circle where Pirot can pick it up. Then back to Strauch again. Then Glenn Kamara. Now Ampadu. Ampadu out left to Jed Spence, who's quite high and wide. Drops it back off to Kamara. Then to Ampadu. Now, nice little touch by Archie Gray, and he's pulled back there. That was a really good touch by Archie Gray, and De Silva's pulled him back. Really nice little drop of the shoulder and touch around the corner from Archie. That's what we like to see, a bit of confidence back in him. Piru tries to win that ball, but a little bit of a miscommunication between the Coventry players, and it's going to go out for a Leeds throw-in right by Daniel Farke's technical area. Jorginho comes inside, takes a bit of a push, but carries on with the ball and still has it after a little 1-2, and then his shot is deflected off a Coventry City defender's shoulder, and it's going to go out for a Leeds corner, the first one of the game. 79 people, 83 people in the chat now, and only 39 likes. Let's try and hit that like button and get that up a little bit just as Leeds are about to take their first corner of the game. Somerville, the one to take this corner then. In towards the near post, flicked on, but away. And now Dan James picks it up on the edge. Now to Somerville. Somerville out on the right-hand side. Same side where he took the corner from. He's decided to come back and go to Archie Gray. Now Archie Gray goes... Well, he keeps the ball at the moment and then goes across to Kamara on the other side. Kamara goes out wide to Jed Spence on the left now. Nice little ball down the line from Spence to Kamara. Kamara facing Thomas in the corner. Kamara, then nice little reverse pass inside, and then I think there was a foul from Kamara on Thomas there, and Coventry get a free kick just by their box. Yeah, we've got the likes up to 52 now. That's great. Coventry City goalkeeper then gets ready to take this one. Collins. Collins sends this one long over the halfway line. Headed back by Pascal Strauch. Picked up by De Silva, and then his ball over the top goes to no one, and Meslier can catch. Rolls straight back out to Pascal Strauch, and then Leeds can look to come up the pitch a little bit again now. Nice little drop off to Piru, then back to Joe Rodon. Now Archie Gray looks to come forward, but the option is to go back to Joe Rodon in the end. Joe Rodon to Pascal Strauch inside the Leeds half of the centre circle. Goes over the halfway line to Jed Spence out on the left. Jed Spence tries to go past his man, but is intercepted by De Silva and then sent long. Sorry, that was Van Uwijk, not De Silva, but Van Uwijk now has the ball. Goes back to Thomas. His ball is loose, and now Kamara can pick it up. Kamara looks for an option. Still wants to go forward, but there's nothing really on, so he drops it off to Ampadu. Now Piru on the edge of the box. Piru looks for a chance to shoot. His shot is blocked, and it tamely falls into the grasp of Collins in the Coventry goal. But better from Leeds there, as they really did look to try and go forward through Joel Piru. Tried to try and bend it from the right-hand side around the goalkeeper into the bottom left-hand corner, but the deflection of the defender just made it a very easy save for Collins in the end. Luton are 1-up. By the way, when you put stuff in the chat about who's winning and stuff, tell me who they're playing against, because I've literally got no idea. I can't remember all the fixtures, especially not the Premier League games. Ball back with Thomas at the back for Coventry then. It's the Adidas Originals Leeds tracksuit top, this one. But I'm just leant forward a little bit concentrating, so you can't really see the Leeds badge and stuff. Just looks like a blue jumper. I can't actually see what's happening at the moment. 7-0. Strauch now carries the... Oh, Luton are beating Bournemouth, right. Jed Spence down the line. Tries to play an outside of the foot pass to Somerville, and Somerville's actually going to get to that. Tries to flick it backwards. It's only cleared to the edge of the box, but then Coventry can come out with it. Now Jed Spence is back, trying to stop the young Japanese winger bringing the ball inside. Dan James wins it back, though, excellently, and now Kamara can give it to Jorginho. Jorginho's touch was terrible, but he still managed to keep it, and now he's lost it. Now De Silva. Down the line to Ellis Sims. Rodon can do a really good job there and does. Gets the ball away from Sims, passes it back to Meslier, and Leeds have safe possession again through Pascal Strauch. Ampadu. Back to Kamara. Back to Strauch. Isn't it just like the most Leeds thing ever that it's not like... It's not the season where one team is like breaking all the championship records for point totals at this stage, but it's two teams and there's only 2 automatic promotion spots. Isn't that mad? Like, really? Like, what is our luck? Even if it was just Leicester running away with it, we'd be fine sitting in second place behind them and ahead of the rest of the pack. But it's Leicester and Ipswich, so it's so frustrating. Somerville now with the ball. Plays it out left to Jed Spence. Jed Spence tries to get the ball across the box. It has hit a Coventry player's hand, but it did come off his heel first, his own heel, then hit his hand. So that's not a penalty. Now Somerville. Somerville on the edge, looking for an option. Goes back to Ampadu, who pops it off to Kamara on the left-hand side. Kamara with the ball into Jorginho. Jorginho down the line to Kamara, who flicks it back to Jorginho, and then Coventry able to clear, but not very far, as Strauch takes that one off Sims, and Ampadu tries to come forward with it again, but loses out. Coventry can come forward now. Sims with the ball out to the left-hand side, and it's dropped back off by De Silva to the Coventry City centre-back, and Leeds can get in a bit of a better shape now. Ball into the front men then from Coventry was intercepted by Pascal Strauch, and Strauch's adjudged to have been fouled by Ellis Sims, and Leeds have a free kick. About halfway inside their own half now. Opening 10 minutes, Coventry haven't had a shot, really anything, but Leeds haven't particularly been able to make anything spectacular going forward. Strauch now with the ball. Long raking ball out to the right-hand side where Dan James can jump, but it goes over his head and out for a throw-in. So not quite on the button there from Pascal Strauch's pass, and Leeds concede possession. Long ball forward there from the Coventry City defender, but it goes over everyone, and Strauch can pick that up easily. Gives the ball to Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon comes forward into the midfield with it. Nice ball out to the right-hand side for Dan James, whose little pass inside to Piru was just too strong for him. But Dan James again comes back and wins the ball. You've got to love that defensive work rate from Dan James. It's going to be a Leeds throw in here after De Silva took the ball out of play. Ampadu drops the ball back off to Joe Rodon and now Strauch. Kamara. Jed Spence. Inside to Ampadu, drops it out wide again to Kamara. Kamara looking for an option. Kamara looks a little bit sharper today, I do think. But Leeds need to be wary of getting outnumbered in that midfield. But at the moment, Coventry seem to be sitting in quite a lot. Somerville comes forward to Piru on the edge of the box. Good tackle there by the Coventry City player, and they can come forward again. And I've just lost the feed. Oh, God. I am like... I'm a whole minute now behind where I was, so I'm just going to close this and reopen it and just see if I can get back to where we were. So just bear with me a second. No, I'm way behind. 1 second. There you go. I think we might be back on track now. Only about 10 seconds behind. If it ever loads. Oh my God. Yeah, Farker is very late and they do seem like pre-planned subs. We're back on now. We're about 10 seconds behind what the timer says there, so keep that in mind. Leeds are going to win a throw-in right down by their own corner flag here. I'm echoing. Let me just... I can't hear myself echoing anywhere on that thing. Oh, good shot from the Coventry City player there, but Meslier with a good save palms it out to Jed Spence, and Jed Spence comes up towards the halfway line. Jed Spence tries to go past his man, but he's lost the ball there, and now Coventry have another chance to break. Leeds have plenty of players back now, though. Good defending there from Leeds, and the ball comes back to... Oh my God, buffering again. I don't understand this. So annoying. I'm just going to be dead far behind the timer, and it's going to really annoy me. Sakamoto crosses way over everybody in the box there, but I am now 30 seconds behind what you see on the timer, so just bear that in mind. In fact, I might be able to change the timer. I can't really pause the timer. We're 14:48. Yeah, I'm on where it says on the thing. Shot there from Sakamoto. It goes wide past the post. God, this is annoying. You just have to deal with it. Pascal Strauch brings this one out. Drops it off to Jed Spence. Jed Spence back to Ampadu. Ampadu with a long ball out to the right-hand side for Dan James, who takes a good chest touch, brings it down. Has to come inside. Drops it off to Ampadu, then out wide to Archie Gray. Archie Gray back to Ampadu again. Coventry are trying to force Leeds back a little bit now. Every time Leeds have to go backwards, Coventry... come forward a little bit and take some yards. Somerville drops it off to Strauch. Chopper Ludford saying, Coventry fan here, I can see this being a draw. Yeah, but I think if one goal goes in, I think it opens everything up then, doesn't it? And we're buffering again. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Didn't need this. Did not need this. It's annoying because it's not my internet because the stream's perfectly fine. Look, you see and me. Archie Gray. I'd rather it skipped, but it starts in the place where it paused to buffer. Ampadu into Jorginho, but Jorginho's little dropped off pass doesn't go through to the player he wanted it to. And now Coventry have the ball back and goalkeeper Collins can send that one way up the pitch. Oh my God, it's buffering again. I don't understand this. Right, Meslier now with the ball. Meslier out to Strauch. Strauch's going to look to bring this one forward. Nobody's really closing him down, so he can. Gives it to Kamara, who drops it back off to Strauch. Now Ampadu back to Strauch again. Kamara. Kamara to Strauch. Strauch down the line to Jed Spence. Jed Spence looks to come forward here. Not really anything on, so Leeds have to go back again. Now Strauch to Somerville. Back to Strauch again. To Kamara. Ampadu. Kamara down the line to Jorginho. Jorginho with a nice pass to Jed Spence. Jed Spence still has the ball in the box. Tries to get it through to Kamara now. Kamara needs to try and have a shot. I don't know why he doesn't shoot there. Now Ampadu on the edge of the box. Drops it off to Archie Gray. Archie Gray's going to have to go out wide to Dan James. Dan James comes back inside again. Looking for a chance to cross the ball. Plays a ball into the box and the goalkeeper can just catch that. I don't know why Kamara doesn't swing a leg at it. I don't know why he just refuses to shoot that bloke. Glenn Kamara just does not shoot. I don't know why. I just don't know why he does that. Just shoot. It might go in. I don't know what his aversion is to shooting. It really annoys me. Ampadu. Now Dan James. Dan James goes down the line, looks for a chance to cross it in. Still has the ball, very fortunately, but plays the ball across the box to Jorginho, who should have scored. And the ball goes under his foot and he completely misses the open net. Jorginho really should have scored then. And you have to be taking these chances. You really do. Dan James got so lucky to get in that position and he really should have scored. And again, that is the argument for having Joel Pirou up front because Pirou does not miss that. And he's the one who needs to be in those situations. Pirou does not miss that. You don't need him in the midfield. You need him in attack. Strauch out to Jed Spence on the left. Then to Somerville. Somerville all the way back to Strauch again. Strauch to Ampadu. Ampadu with a long ball forward over the top towards Dan James. Dan James is going to get there and plays the ball back across the box and it's cleared by Coventry and it goes out onto the out over the touchline for a Leeds throw in. Kamara, then Ampadu. Bristol 1-0 at Sunderland. 1-0 up at Bristol, but over Sunderland. Rodon, the ball into Somerville. Somerville loses out there and he's going to foul and it's going to buffer again. This time it's just frozen completely. It doesn't even say it's buffering. Oh no, we're back again. Van Uwijk plays the ball down the line. Van Uwijk again. After he gets the 1-2. Now Van Uwijk running through the midfield. Tries to drop the ball off out wide. It takes a deflection but still gets there. Now Van Uwijk's taking a position on the left-hand side and gets it back here. He's on the left wing, the right back. Now Sheath. To Silva. They have to play the ball out wide. Sakamoto looking for a chance to get the ball in the box here. He's going to have a shot. Blocked by Somerville. Good defending. First 20 minutes, it's been a very similar game to Stoke, to be honest. Leeds with a lot of possession, but not really doing anything with it. And the opposition having the better of the chances. Ball back down the line again. Here's Sakamoto. Oh my God, the amount of times it's buffering. This is really irritating. Right, we're playing again now. Ball out to the left-hand side for Coventry now. Coventry having their first spell of sustained possession. Ball forward here. Nice little flick around the corner from them. Leeds still having a good shape, though. A lot of gap in that midfield, though, and it's buffering again. Oh, I'm getting annoyed. Spence has it back to Meslier. Meslier to Strauch. Strauch to Spence. Back to Strauch again, and then to Kamara, and then back to Strauch. Somerville back to Strauch. Everything, every 2 minutes, all I say is back to Strauch. You can tell how much he's the leader from the back in this team. He just always has the ball. He must have more touches, more passes than anyone. Now Joe Rodon. Ball down the line to Dan James. It's been cut out, and Sims plays his reverse pass back to the man who cut it out. But it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. We do defend well, but sometimes there seems to be too big of a... Hull City are beating Palace. Wait, that shouldn't be a surprise. Sometimes we leave too big of a gap between Ampadu and Kamara, and teams can just run straight through it. Strauch bringing the ball towards the halfway line, plays it out to the left-hand side where Spence can pick it up. Now Kamara drops it back off to Strauch. Ampadu. Ball into Jorginho, who tries to hold it up, but he's pulled down there. I don't know how the referee hasn't given anything, but Jorginho still hasn't got back up because he's moaning about it. He needs to get back up and just get on with it. Goalkeeper slips Collins there as he plays that ball forward, and it goes to Spence, who can give it to Kamara, and then back to Ampadu. And it's frozen just as Ampadu and Sims went in for a tackle, so I don't know what happened. Still hasn't unfrozen. Still hasn't unfrozen. I really hope the second half isn't like this. What's going on? Oh, now it's unfrozen and they're out on the left-hand side with De Silva. Go back into the midfield again now, though. Peru presses and tries to push them back a little bit. Well, he doesn't really press, but he just pushes them back. His positioning does that for him. Now they play it all the way back to the furthest back defender. Thomas. Thomas out wide to Van Uyck. Thomas comes over the halfway line with it. Comes out with the ball. Still going. Good ball into the front men. Now out wide with plenty of space. Archie Gray comes up against the man. Now Dan James is in a holding midfield position trying to stop the cross coming in. Dan James makes a tackle in the end. Well done, Dan James. Ball with Ampadu now, and Leeds can try and break a little bit here. Ball forward into Jorginho. Tries to flick it around the corner and loses out there. Jorginho's not having a great game here. Ball out wide to Van Uyck now. Coventry with the ball back. Now with Sakamoto out on the right-hand side. Goes back to Van Uyck. Then into the midfield. Now down the line again to Sakamoto. Tries to play another ball down the line, but it's cut out by Spence. And now Kamara picks it up. Kamara plays the ball into Jorginho. Jorginho gets tackled again. Now Ampadu with the ball forward to Dan James. Dan James is in behind here and it's buffering. Oh! Why? He's through on goal and it's buffering. Oh, I get to watch it again now because it's gone back in time. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Ampadu's ball goes over the top, and then Dan James is in behind, and he's got Piru ahead of him, and he's been pulled down. Is it a penalty? The referee's just not giving anything. And the Coventry players are turning around and calling Dan James a rat. I don't know why he doesn't shoot. What is our players' aversion to shooting? My God. Yeah, it wasn't a penalty because Dan... Oh my God, it's buffering again. I've never been so angry. Kamara plays the ball out wide to Dan James. This picture, it's the champions with all the promotion-winning players on it. Somerville. Ampadu. Back to Somerville. Now Jorginho comes around the corner with it. Loses it again though, but it goes back to Leeds. Strauk to Kamara. Kamara to Piru. Piru to Jorginho. Back to Piru. Now Kamara has it. Kamara just takes a heavy touch and nearly loses the ball, and then it buffers again. Oh my God. One second, I'm just gonna disconnect from the internet and reconnect again. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna open it back up again. God, this is annoying me. Jed Spence intercepts the ball out on the left-hand side and tries to come forward. He does well, gets it to Somerville, but Somerville's wiped out, and it's finally going to be a free kick to Leeds, in line with the centre circle, but out on the left-hand side. Should be a yellow card. And it's buffering again. Oh my God. Just don't even think the Coventry one loads either. Just doesn't load at all, that one. Yeah, I think there's a chance there where it might have been a penalty, but Somerville and Letabaudiere just kind of tussling with each other, and eventually Somerville and Letabaudiere fall over together, but they've both got a handhold of each other's shirt, but it's not the internet provider, because my actual stream that you're watching is fine. It'll be what I'm watching it on that's just absolutely crap. Meslier. Ball to Strauk. Now Strauk comes forward with it over the halfway line. Good tackle there by Ampadu, but Ampadu's basically just passed it straight back to Coventry, and they're on the break now. Coventry with the ball out to the left-hand side for De Silva. De Silva up against Archie Gray, looking for an opportunity to get a shot away. Dan James wins it, though, again defensively doing his work. Ampadu plays the ball around the corner to Jorginho. Jorginho looking for a chance to go forward here. Gets tackled again, Jorginho. He just cannot get away from any defenders today. Now Somerville, though, comes over the halfway line with it. Leeds with a little bit of a chance to break. Somerville tries to play the ball into Piru, who would have been through on goal. Simon. Don't tell me what to do and say that I'm completely ruining it for the rest of us. It's my stream, so you can just go if you want to, and please do. Great tackle there from Joe Rodon and Ellis Sims, and then Kamara actually slips over the ball, and then nothing's been given. So there's a shot from here, Coventry here, but it's deflected by Jorginho, I think it was. It's a difficult one. We've played some okay football. We've had some decent chances, but really we should have taken a couple of them. They've had a couple of chances as well, but really we should have been a couple of goals up by now because of the chances that we've missed. We had a one-on-one. I think now Mellier's actually having a bit of a go at Glenn Kamara. Strauch brings the ball out from the back now. Into Ampadu, then back to Strauch. Spence into Strauch. And then back to Rodon. Meslier to Strauch, and then back to Ampadu again. Ampadu comes towards the centre circle, looking for an option. Plays a ball out to the left-hand side where Jed Spence can go past his man. Jed Spence on the sprint now, looking for a chance to get the ball in the box. He pokes it through, and it doesn't quite go through to the player he wanted it to, but Leeds pick it up on the edge through Kamara. Now Ampadu. Ampadu plays a little chipped ball out to the right-hand side where Archie Gray can pick it up. He needs an option forward of him, but has to go sideways to Peru. Peru looking for a chance to shoot here maybe, but then drops it off to Glenn Kamara. Back to Peru again. Peru to Somerville, but Somerville loses the ball there, and then Sakamoto can clear that one towards Sims, who holds it up nicely and gives the ball out wide. But Leeds have plenty of players back now. Out to Sakamoto, who's almost in the right-back position at the moment. Strauch wins that header, but it only goes straight up in the air, and then Coventry win it back again. Ampadu and Peru are trying to press them to go backwards here, and he makes them go back. You've never been in here before, Simon, so obviously you're just a troll, so good riddance. Go. Goodbye. Rodon now brings the ball out from the back towards the halfway line. Nice ball through to Jorginho. Jorginho around the corner to Archie Gray, but it doesn't quite get to Archie Gray, and the player takes it away from him. And Coventry have possession again. It's a frustrating game, this. I don't know whether it's more frustrating just because it keeps stopping and starting, or because in general it's quite a frustrating game, and Leeds seem to be creating very few chances, but when they do create a chance, they miss them, and it's really frustrating to watch. Good tackle there by Thomas, I think it was, and yeah, it was, and Leeds win the throw-in. Thanks, John. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate your super chat. Thank you. Thanks, Karen. Strauch into Kamara. Kamara down the line to Jed Spence. Jed Spence comes inside, past Sakamoto, tries to cross the ball to the back post, and Dan James just needs to get a touch on it, man. Come on. Goes over the defender's head. Dan James is expecting the defender to head it, and then he just didn't even get any contact on the ball, and it was a really good cross, actually, from Jed Spence, and if Dan James could just bring that down, just like he was there, Dan James. I think he did actually get a touch on it, the defender, maybe, and that's what put Dan James off, but really, Dan James should be doing better with that. It's gone out for a goal kick, though. Goalkeeper now with the ball. He's going to go long here. Oh, it's actually intercepted by Somerville, but still makes it to its intended target. Now Strauch clips that one over Kamara's head and just goes out for a Coventry throw-in. Van Uyck throws that one back to Thomas, and he's going to have to send this one long. Does, but only as far as Strauch. And then Kamara, who can take it off Sakamoto, and Spence now has the ball. Spence goes past Sakamoto, then has to cut back on himself. Goes back to Strauch. Yeah, I'm liking the look of Spence. I think he had a little bit of a rocky start in this game, but I do think that he's grown into the game, and he's doing a lot better now on the left-hand side. Ampadu just is taking a touch inside to have a look at where to pass the ball. Ampadu now with the ball to Piru. Piru to Kamara. Kamara into the penalty area with Jorginho. Jorginho shoots, just blazed past the bottom right-hand post. And Leeds come very close there to taking the lead. Kamara with a good ball into the box. Jorginho spins his man really well, and his shot is just past the post. Preston 1, Watford 0. Coventry coming out from the back. Sims with a little flick on, but Joe Rodon's going to get to his flick on before De Silva does, and it's actually going to be a Leeds throw-in. Joe Rodon now. Yeah, I think Spence. I think Spencer's okay against Sunderland. One of our better players probably, but he's performing okay in this game. I'm pretty happy with what he's doing so far. He seems to be a bit more of a creative outlet on that left-hand side. Joe Rodon clips a ball forward this time into the path of Dan James, but it just goes all the way through to Collins in the Coventry goal, and he can roll it back out from the back. Good tackle there by Glenn Kamara. Now Ampadu tries to just flick it around the corner, but it goes to no one, and then Collins in the goal can clear it, but only as far as Dan James, and then Dan James loses the ball and Coventry can come forward again, but then Archie Gray picks it up. Archie Gray now with the ball, goes past his man, goes past De Silva, then De Silva cuts back and Archie Gray has to turn round. Ampadu to Strauch. Strauch's going to carry the ball over the halfway line here. Ball out to the left-hand side where Jed Spence can pick it up and go past Sakamoto. Van Uyk's won it, but only as far as Jorginho, who can still keep the ball here. Jorginho's still got it somehow. Goes past his man again. Gets the ball across the box, and it's defended by Coventry City, but only for a Leeds United corner after Thomas kicks the ball against himself, and it deflects out for a Leeds corner kick. Just as Jorginho did really well to somehow maintain the ball then. But Leeds do have their second corner of the... I think it's the second corner of the game, out from the opposite side this time. Referee's just slowing things down here for a second because there's a bit of pushing and shoving in the area. Somerville stands over this corner. Whips it in towards the penalty spot, headed by Joe Rodon, but wide, and it's going to be a Coventry goal kick. Leeds seem to actually be able to get their heads on corners, but just never direct them on target. QPR 1-0 up as well. Ball clipped forward there by the Coventry defender, and then Ellis Sims is able to hold the ball up well. Ball goes back again to the defence though. Kitching tries to play it forward. Leeds press in. Ball to Somerville. Somerville's taking it away. Somerville can drop the ball off to Jorginho on the left-hand side. Shoots straight across the face of goal. And again, Leeds squander a good opportunity in front of goal. Given away there by the Coventry man, and then Somerville running straight at goal, drops it off to Jorginho out on the left. Jorginho blazes that one across goal, and Leeds can't quite finish the chance. Yeah, Ben saying we are so wasteful. We are. We have so many opportunities, and so many of them we just put past the post or into this crowd, or just, yeah, it's frustrating to watch because at some point we're not going to get any more chances like this in the game, and we have to take one before then. Yeah, now is our kind of lull in form, isn't it, at the moment, and it's not the time where you want to be facing Ipswich. So hopefully by next week we're a bit more back on it, but at the moment we're frustratingly wasteful. Sakamoto drops it off to the edge of the box, gets the ball back, but then Ampadu clears it up towards the halfway line. Thomas wins that one, but now Kamara has it, and Kamara manages to nearly maintain possession, but Van Nieuwk's taking it off him, and now Jorginho wins the ball back with an excellent tackle there. Now Jorginho comes forward with it over the halfway line now, looking for an option, tries to play the ball forward, but it's tackled, and Leeds have to get the ball back again. Jorginho's just had the ball taken off him because he wasn't watching who was behind him, and now Coventry are trying to come forward again. Out to the right-hand side with Sakamoto. Up against Jed Spence. Looks to try and get the ball in, but Strauch is there, and somehow Coventry have still got the ball, though. Strauch does really well, though, and then plays the ball into Peru. But Jorginho gets himself a free kick there at last, halfway inside the Leeds half, as the Coventry player goes through the back of him. Yeah, they keep going through the back of him constantly. Yeah, I want to see that again because it's just constantly he tries to hold the ball up, Jorginho, and people just go through the back of him and just kicked him. Somerville, Ampadu, nice ball to Jed Spence, but Jed Spence's touch is heavy, but he still manages to hold on to the ball. But now he's got a couple of players around him. He does so well to keep the ball in there, Jed Spence. And now Kamara out on the left-hand side, drops it off to Ampadu. Ampadu needs to either have a think about shooting or passing here, and does pass it out to the right-hand side for Archie Gray. Archie Gray inside to Peru. Peru gives it back to Ampadu again. Leeds need a bit of an option. There's not much movement ahead of Kamara here. Now Jed Spence. Back to Kamara. Leeds need to try and get a ball in the box before we lose the ball. Kamara again. Kamara to Somerville on the edge. Somerville with a nice little pass. Leeds try to get all the way through, but lose it again. Sometimes we just need to have a bit of a shot. Ellis Sims has managed to get past Pascal Strauch here, and he's in down the right-hand side. Strauch is going to have to hold him up, though, and he does so really well here, Strauch. Sims is a very good hold-up player, and he's managing to just be so strong against Strauch here. And still manages to get the ball to a Coventry player. And then somehow Van Nieuwk has the ball. Now Coventry come forward again. Out wide to the left-hand side where Bidwell can pick it up. Greenwood scored for Borough. What about Nonto, Jeff? Do you mean he should come on? Collins with the ball now in the Coventry goal just before half-time. Now Van Nieuwk. Still coming forward here. It's actually Latabodiere, I think. Goes out wide to Sakamoto. Sakamoto's going to come up against Jed Spence here and try and get a ball in the box, but he has got the overlap here. But Jed Spence does really well to just shield that one into touch. And it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. One added minute in this game. One added minute. Kamara now with the ball. Yeah, I don't see why he keeps starting the exact same team. I get that this is like the best team, but certain games I think Nonto would be a better choice than Dan James when there's less room in behind. And if you put Pirou up top, you give Jorginho a different kind of role, and there is some different options that he could take. He just doesn't. It has been a bit of a frustrating first half. Leeds have had the chances and really should have scored some of them and haven't. And I hope that doesn't come back to bite us. Ampadu now. Ball into Pirou. Now to Somerville. Somerville tries to play the ball back into the path of Jorginho. And I think it's going to be half-time. Spencer's doing well. I'm just going to go and fill my water bottle up, and I shall be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. Hello, I'm back. So, actually, 1 second. Let's close that down completely. See if that helps. Right. 70 minutes is when we're saying for the subs. What time we're saying going for 65 minutes? I think it will be 72. I'm going for 72 minutes. He's going to make some subs, maybe even more. We'll turn frustration into positivity. Don't touch that dial. If Bamford have missed that chance, Jorginho had to be slated. We are dreadful. We're not dreadful. We're just very wasteful in front of goal. But a lot of teams wouldn't even create those chances to start with. So we just need to actually take our chances, don't we? That's the issue. We don't take our chances, and we really, really should. Jorginho's been wasteful in front of goal. Piru's had a few shots blocked. There's been some very irritating things happening, some very unfortunate things happening for us. But really, we need to think about whether we can put the ball in the back of the net before we start. Before we start getting too cocky and arrogant with how good we are. We need to just put the ball in the back of the net. I seriously wonder if Farker has them doing shooting practice. Most players don't really. I don't think shooting practice is generally that much of a thing unless a player goes, right, I want to do some shooting practice after training. Need goals or at least shots from Kamara and Ampadu. So for me, Kamara, if he's going to get in those forward positions and if he's going to be part of that attacking unit, he also needs to be willing to actually have a shot. He really needs to be willing to actually have a shot. It's so frustrating to see that Kamara gets himself into some really good positions and then he's basically through on goal and he just doesn't shoot. It's like, it's just so irritating. But also, we haven't been dreadful, but we haven't been as good as we have been this season. Thank you so much, Karen. I really appreciate that super chat. Appreciate the watch along, Max. Thank you. Yeah, you were welcome. But yeah, so what I'm saying is that this is our worst patch of the season, really, in terms of form, and we need to beat Ipswich next week. So something's got to change soon. Something has got to change. Chopper Ludford, who's the Coventry fan who was in here earlier, saying we've set up to frustrate you, try and break on the counter, and the draw suits Coventry. Yeah, it does, but it's not as if we haven't had chances to score. The one that Dan James blazed right across the face of the goal for Jorginho to shoot, and he just completely missed the ball. That one should have been a goal. We should have had a goal. Dan James, when he was running one-on-one with the goalkeeper and decided to fall over instead of trying to have a shot. The one where Glenn Kamara was in the box and he just refused to shoot. It's just annoying. Well, Switched On saying number 9 signed in January is what we need, but we just need to. We signed a number 9 who scored 22 goals in the Championship last season. We've signed one, but he's just not playing as a striker, and it's really frustrating for me because, like I said, with that chance of that Dan James whipped across the face of the box and then Jorginho missed, Piru scores that 10 times out of 10, or at least 9 times out of 10, because he's an out-and-out striker and he knows how to finish those chances. So it's just so frustrating for me that we don't see our striker that we signed being played as a striker. Nonto, I would like to see him at the number 10. A few people have mentioned that, and I would like to see him in the number 10 role. But at the moment, it's just not really something that's being tried, is it? It seems to be that if he comes on, Somerville will be the one to drop into there. We've actually seen the chances here now on LUTV, so just have a little look at them. This was one where Piru was on the edge of the box. He had a shot. He tried to curl it around, but it was deflected. So there's nothing much you could do about that. Early game goes our way, but can't take advantage. So Leedsy, very good point. Archie Gray. This was the one where... Oh, yeah, this was the one where they had a shot after Leeds lost the ball and good save by Melier, and then Leeds could break. But just, yeah, for a very frustrating first half. If we go out and score a couple of goals in this second half, then nobody even worries about this first half. But it is kind of irritating. There's that one there, Jorginho. He just has to score it, and he just didn't. It should have been 1-0 for Jorginho and missed that open goal. He didn't even hit the ball. Or this one where Dan James would have been through on goal. And I don't know why he just falls over. I don't know. Jermaine Beckford's trying to kind of justify why Thingy went down, why Dan James went down. There was also that chance where Jorginho just pulled it short of the left-hand post, just dragged it wide. That was a good chance as well. But, yeah, we really should have put at least one of our chances in the back of the net. Yeah, Kamara, Piru and Rutter are well off it. Yeah, I would agree. I think Jorginho is... You see flashes of what he's capable of, but a lot of the time in this game, he's just had the ball taken away from him. He's tried to do that thing where he holds them off and turns and run around them, but he's just had the ball taken off him, and it's frustrating to watch. I just don't think we make any subs earlier, though. I just don't think that's going to happen. You just can't see it, can you, really? Because he just doesn't. He just never does that. Let's have a look and see if there's any reaction on Twitter. Yeah, there you go. There's the Leeds United official tweet, all square at the break. Someone's put this team is desperately crying out for a number 10. I agree. Rutter looks a bit laggy these past few games. Think he needs a rest. Agree. Playing far too relaxed. It's like Leeds are having a kickabout on the park on a Sunday afternoon. Agree. If he doesn't win this game, start looking for a new manager. Disagree. Disagree. That's silly. But the thing is, you've got to remember, we have to remember that the first half, this season, the top two, this is unprecedented. This doesn't happen usually. Usually, in any other championship season, especially last season, we would be top. We'd literally be top of the table. So it's very frustrating that we aren't, because of how well Leicester and Ipswich have been playing. None to one early, I'd hope. So would I, but I just don't think it will happen. That's the issue. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's just very irritating and frustrating that he doesn't make those substitutes earlier on in the games. And it's just something we're going to have to deal with, I think. I just don't think he's going to do it. Let's do a poll in the chat as well, just as something to do. Let's do a will Leeds win poll. Get you all voting on that and see what the overall audience score is for this poll, to see whether you think Leeds are going to win this game. See who's still got the faith. Oh, someone said no. Then a couple more people saying yes. Most of all, we're mostly confident, aren't we? We've got to believe, haven't we? We have to believe. We'll just leave this on over half time. I think this poll, I just remembered that you could do them. We're still up there. So many doom and gloom merchants would about definitely win 2-0. I hope so. I hope we go and just start taking our chances now. Yeah, I'm just really hoping that we can win this game, because after losing to Sunderland, we really need something to bounce back on. And obviously, because Ipswich drew today, and now we're joint top with Leicester, it should be an opportunity for us to go, right, we need to go and grab those 3 points today and try and climb back up the table a little bit. But it's just frustrating, because if we don't, we're just missing all these chances to make ground up on those other teams. So yeah, it can be very frustrating at times. Surely we should be getting back underway at some point soon. It's been a few years now that we talk about our attacking prowess, but game after game we miss so many chances. Yeah, we do, and it's something that I don't really know how you fix, because at the moment it's just not happening, is it? Live win probability on Google: Leeds 53%, draw 31%, Coventry 16%. Let's have a little look at the halftime match stats. Leeds 6 shots on target to Coventry. Leeds 6 shots to Coventry's 4. Both have had 1 shot on target. 60% possession to Leeds, 40% to Coventry. 358 passes to Leeds, 248 for Coventry. 90% pass accuracy for Leeds, 83% for them. 5 fouls for us, 7 fouls for them. 0 yellow cards for either team or red cards. 0 offsides for either team, and Leeds have had 2 corners. So it's mostly been stacked towards Leeds, but then Coventry are trying to play that way and having a little bit of having a playing on the counter-attack sort of attitude. So yeah, it's we really need to think about how we're going to break them down. When this is the bench for Leeds: Ayling, Cooper, Bamford, Anthony, Carl Darlow, Wilfred Gnonto, Gelhardt is back on the bench, Gruev, and Matteo Joseph. So, I mean, Gnonto for me is the only game changer on the bench, I would say. We'll end that poll after 5 minutes, I think. I'd like to see Gnonto on at half-time, but I can't see Farker doing it. Agree. Yeah, I would like to see him on, but I just don't think it'll happen. Rowan Capstick saying, if we get our scoring boots on, we can do damage to anyone. Absolutely, but it's just, I hope the players go and put some scoring boots on at half-time. Listening to Bryn and Tony Dorigo on LUTV, Coventry haven't caused us real problems, I agree. We just need to take our chances. Yeah, before they just get a cheap, well, not cheap, but a counter-attack goal. Yusuf Rowland saying Gelhardt may be worth a shout as he can bulldoze defences. I don't know if he can, though. Like, I don't know if we've kind of overhyped what Gelhardt's capable of. Just watching some highlights from the under-21s against Norwich. What a ball from Charlie Crew. That was a great goal from the under-21s. This was the other night. I think it was last night, actually. But the Norwich goalkeeper dived into his own goal then. I wish this bloody game would start again. There you go. The poll results. 80% say yes. 19% say no. I'm not sure where the other 1% is. I don't know where the other 1% is. Looks like the players are heading back out onto the pitch now, but it hasn't started. It's just about to restart the game. Yeah, they're just coming out now. 1% abstained. Yeah, but it makes no sense because you only get a percentage if somebody's actually clicked yes or no. So where's that 1%? Because I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Leeds, well, actually Coventry getting ready to take the kick off here, and I'm just getting ready to press the timer. Referee just about to. We are underway in the second half here at Elland Road, 0-0 at the moment between Coventry City and Leeds United, just as Coventry's float that ball all the way through to Meslier, and Meslier can roll it out to Strauch. I clicked it, said your vote's not been registered. Oh, maybe it was that then. By the way, I am getting pretty sick of saying Pascal Strauch's name. He's constantly got the ball. He's literally going to get it back now. He's got it again. He's going to go back to Meslier. Oh, no, he's not. He is going to go back to Meslier, and then he's going to go to Rodon. Now Rodon brings it towards the halfway line. Then to Ampadu. All the way back to Meslier again. Just need 5 people to like the video, like the stream, and we'll have 100 likes, and I'll be happy then. Dan James. Archie Gray does well there to go around his man. Archie Gray out on the right wing looking for a chance to cross the ball in. Does well there, Archie, but just loses out. Kamara. Archie Gray out on the right-hand side. Now Kamara. Out to the left-hand side where Jed Spence can pick it up. Jed Spence back to Kamara. Then back to Ampadu. Ampadu's pass is cut out, though, and a long ball forward from Sakamoto can get through to Ellis Sims. But Joe Rodon's Pascal Strauch are back, but he's going to have support here. Now it goes out to the left-hand side. Sheaf now on the ball. Now De Silva. Has to drop it back again. Now out wide to Van Uwijk. And now Sakamoto. Jed Spence with an excellent challenge there, and Leeds can come forward again. Sakamoto, though, has taken the ball off him, but Jed Spence has kept it. Now Jed Spence with a lovely ball inside to Piru, who drops it back off again to Kamara, and Leeds can come out now with a long ball out to the right-hand side. Oh, Ellis Sims now with the ball. Somerville's gone to ground holding his ankle, and now Leeds, I think Sakamoto's, he's going to put the ball out. Sorry, I was just typing out this poll there. Yeah, Somerville just took a kick to the ankle there. Yeah, he did, and it looked like a painful one. Hey, we're over 100 likes. Yeah, we are going to wait to 70 minutes, I think. Oh, most people are saying 60 to 65. I think that's optimistic, to be honest. Beautiful pink sky over Elland Road, but I would prefer to see the football rather than just shots of above the stadium. We just had a bit of a break in play there. That's why I've not been commentating. There's nothing happening at the moment. Coventry have it back with their keeper now. I think somebody got a yellow card then. Pascal Struijk is going to receive this throw-in, I think, off Jed Spence. Don't know what's going on, to be honest. There's something weird happening here because the ball got kicked out of play and then there was a bit of confusion whether who should have the ball, but back underway now and Somerville has it. Outside of the foot pass into Kamara. Now Kamara has been forced to go backwards to Struijk. Now Struijk to Ampadu. Struijk, Ampadu. Ampadu with a great ball forward to Jorginho, but Jorginho's got a feet foot. He's got feet like trampolines today, and it just everything bounces off him. Really heavy touches. Oh, 65 to 70 minutes is winning now. I reckon it's 71 to 75 minutes, to be honest. Can I vote in this? I don't think it's going to let me. Thanks, CB. I really appreciate the super chat. Collins now with the offside free kick, and he's going to send that one forward. Gray heads it back towards the halfway line and then wins it back again. Gray does really well to go past the players there, and Gray's been wiped out, and I think that should be a yellow card as well, to be honest. He's actually, seems like he's in a lot of pain, Archie Gray. He does really well, Archie Gray, to go past his man, and I think he took an elbow right in the ribs. Is that Glenn Kamara looking after him? Good lad, Glenn. Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate that. Because there's a because there's an emoji on the because there's an emoji on your super chat, I can't. It won't let me super like it. Oh, super like it. Oh, you know what I mean. It won't let me like heart the thing. But thank you very much, Robert. At this rate, Farker might have to make a sub early for an injury. Yeah. It looks like Archie took a kind of... He just stepped into his path, the opposition player, and give him a bit of a nudge in the ribs as he went down. Jorginho has become bouncy Bamford. Turn the volume up of what? I think that must be on your end, Stephen. Because I think everybody else will be able to hear me fine. Yeah, it's fine. The volume's fine on my end. I think it's your end. Kamara, back to Rodon. We are underway again here. Archie Gray just waiting to be able to be allowed back onto the pitch again. Jorginho now with the ball. Nice ball out to the left-hand side for Jed Spence. Jed Spence comes inside, but gets the ball taken off him, but Jorginho can win it back and give it back to Pascal Struijk, who drops it off to Glenn Kamara. Kamara to Piru. Archie Gray still not back on the pitch, by the way. Now Ampadu. Now Gray is allowed back on the pitch. Now Struijk comes forward with it towards the edge of the box, gives it to Jorginho out on the left-hand side. Jorginho tries to go past his man. Sakamoto gets a foot in, though, but Jorginho still has the ball. Jorginho still trying to get past his man, and eventually wins the free kick after he's being held back by Sakamoto the whole time. So Leeds get a free kick almost by the corner flag, so it's almost a corner this really. But Sakamoto had hold of Jorginho the whole time there, and Jorginho wins himself a free kick in a bit of a crossing position. Somerville then stands over this one. Plays the ball across the box. It's headed away or up or over the bar. So Leeds are going to win a corner from that. It must be something to do with your phone, Stephen, I'm afraid, because everybody else can hear it, and like everything's working fine at my end. So it must be your phone. Somerville waiting to take this corner patiently because Rodon went off the pitch to get rid of a spare ball, I think. It's taken short now to Dan James. Dan James crosses it into the box. Flicked. Oh, Ampadu tried to flick it on, but it's going to be another Leeds corner. Ampadu tried to just like lie down and flick it backwards, but Leeds have taken a short corner again. Now Somerville comes inside the box. Drops it off to Kamara on the edge. Kamara back to Ampadu. Ampadu tries to play a ball into the box. Leeds have wasted the chance to get the ball in the box here, and that's the issue with a short corner. But Archie Gray does well to spin his man and give the ball back to Dan James. Dan James has got Kamara ahead of him. He's on the left-hand side, but instead he crosses it into box towards Piru. Piru tries to bring it down, but it's headed away by Coventry, and then Archie Gray can pick it up and give it to Jorginho out on the right-hand side. Jorginho looking to cut inside now and give the ball to Piru. Piru to Kamara. Playing across the field now. Kamara's ball into Dan James is intercepted, but Leeds nearly won the ball back, but now haven't got it again. But now Kamara has the ball and tries to play it to Somerville, but a good little foot by Latibadair takes it out for a Leeds United throw-in, just in line with the 18-yard box. Jed Spence back to Pascal Struijk. Then Speds. Spence feels like he was fouled there, but nothing given, and Sakamoto comes forward with it. Glenn Kamara does really well there to take the ball off him, and then Glenn Kamara is going to do an alien flop and win a free kick. Takes it quickly, given to Ampadu. Now Ampadu drives into the midfield. Drops it back off to Kamara again. Kamara's going to look for another pass. Goes to Somerville. Somerville's got a lot of players around him, but he drags it out wide to Spence. But Spence doesn't give it to him. And now Somerville's still going. Somerville's still going into the box here, looking for an option. Flicks the ball back to Jorginho. Jorginho's got it. Jorginho shoots. Deflected. Now Piru on the edge of the box. Cleared away by Coventry, but only as far as Pascal Struijk, who's just been absolutely wiped out by Ellis Sims. Nothing given, though. But now Piru comes towards the box again. Piru looking for an option. Good feet there from Piru, but Jabal just taken off him and cleared again. This time, Struijk in another foot race with Sims and plays it out wide to Jed Spence. Does well, Struijk there, and now Kamara with it. Back across to Ampadu. Leeds really piling on the pressure here. Now Jorginho on the edge of the box. Jorginho tries to play it into Somerville. Somerville shoots! Somerville scores! Come on! That is what we needed. That is exactly what we needed. Come on, Leeds. Just had to be Somerville, didn't it? Excellent stuff. Come on. Jorginho with the assist. Somerville with the goal. A perfectly weighted pass from Jorginho, and Somerville curls that one in the top corner. Brilliant goal. Great finish from Somerville. Just what we needed. And Leeds are finally 1-0 up. Oh, God. We needed that. We really needed that, didn't we? Tony Dorigo is, I didn't see that, but Tony Dorigo is just saying that Somerville's actually blown a kiss to Latibadair, who's playing in their holding midfield, to basically say, yeah, you can pull me back, but I can still score. Struijk now. Ball back to Rodon. So, Struijk now with the ball. Ampadu. Back to Joe Rodon. Rodon to Ampadu again. Ampadu to Somerville, who comes forward again, tries to play a ball into Jorginho. Jorginho's in the box and blazes that one over the bar. He had Spence beyond him on the left-hand side on the overlap. Didn't use him, and Spence is looking very confused as to why Jorginho didn't do that, and he really should have done. He just shoots. He really just needs to get his head over the ball. Robin Gill saying, great comment, sitting on in a cold car on an industrial estate near Granollers near Barcelona. That goal made my day. Well, good, Robin. I'm glad that we could make you feel a bit better. Yeah, basically, if I haven't celebrated Chewy Backy or Chewy Backer, because yeah, I suppose it's for Eirik Backer. If I haven't celebrated, then I haven't seen it yet, because it's yeah, sometimes there's a bit of a delay, so you'll have seen it before I have, and I don't want to spoil it. But a great ball from Ampadu into Dan James. Dan James shoots right across the face of goal. He really needs to be hitting the target there. What a pass that was. Thank you very much, Akira. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Van Nieuwijk now plays the ball down the line. But Struijk is battling against Sims, but Struik's lost out this time, and it's a foul on Sims. Coventry have to wait a little bit to take the ball, and now they're going forward with it. Sakamoto out on the right-hand side against Jed Spence. Jed Spence has got Kamara for help as Van Nieuwijk makes a run beyond him. Good tackle there from Leeds, but Sakamoto now has the ball back again. Now Latibadair, and then back to Thomas. Leeds now forcing Coventry to go back a little bit here. Now Sheaf into Latibadair, and then back to Thomas again. Why is Ben Wilson not in goal for Coventry? Collins knocks that one up towards the halfway line, but won by Joe Rodon. And now Dan James chests it down and goes forward with it. Uses his pace. Ball into the box towards the back post, headed away by Van Nieuwijk. Only back as far as Dan James, but he can't quite win that header. And Sims takes a nice touch around the corner, but Ampadu is there to win the ball off him. I feel a bit sorry for Sims, to be honest. He's got no help at all up there. He just has to try and hold the ball up on his own. Ampadu across to Rodon. Hull 2-0 against Cardiff. I'm always anxious with 1-0 leads. Need another 1 or 2. Absolutely, we do. Oh, it's 3-0 now in that other game. Kamara into Somerville. Back to Struijk. Now Kamara. Back to Ampadu, then back to Struijk again. Across to Joe Rodon. Cheers, Martin. Struijk. Now Jed Spence has to go back to Struijk again. Coventry have started to press a little bit more now. Watford 3-1 Preston. Ampadu to Spence. Ampadu back to Struijk. We dropped Ben Wilson 4 defeats, and he was in a row. He was responsible for some of the goals. Yeah, I just heard it. Oh, just Somerville comes forward now with the ball. Does well to get the ball to Kamara, and then down the line to Dan James. Dan James has got Archie Gray inside, but then his cross into the box is deflected out for a throw. And yeah, I sort of saw Ben Wilson on what do you call it? On the Fozcast, on Ben Foster's Fozcast podcast, the Fozcast. God, that's a tongue twister. And I just wondered where he was, because I knew he was the Coventry goalie because of that. Ampadu. Ball into Dan James. Dan James has a shot saved by the goalkeeper. Decent shot from Dan James, saved by the goalkeeper. Spilt out to the right-hand side, and Van Nieuwijk can bring the ball forwards. Actually, yeah, it was Van Nieuwijk. Ball back to the Coventry defence, and the centre back is running the whole length of the pitch here until Pascal Struijk takes it off him and then drops it off to Archie Gray. Gray back to Rodon. Then across to Strauch. Southampton 2 up. Yeah, we need to make sure we stay ahead of Southampton as well, don't we? That's the other thing. Somerville tries to go down the line, but Van Uwijk gets a foot in there. Leasing game stopped. Lockyer collapsed. Oh, has he? I hope he's okay. Ampadu. Why am I seeing a replay of this when I need to see the current play? Down the line for Coventry here. They're out on the right-hand side. Sakamoto made a run beyond his man, but the ball's still with Coventry, and it goes all the way back to Thomas. Thomas now drives into the midfield. The centre-back pokes it round the corner for Sims. Great tackle by Jed Spence, but the ball goes back to him. And now Sakamoto tries to cross it in towards the back post, and it's 1-1. Header from Thomas, the centre-back. 1-1. There seems to be a lot of whistle blowing, but is that... I didn't even see how it even started because they were showing a replay of something else, and then, yeah, back to the back post. Oh, how annoying. 1-1. It's the only real chance they've had in this second half. And yet again, we didn't make our substitutes in time. Those of you said 60 to 65 minutes will now be wrong because he still hasn't made any substitutes. Sakamoto, who's just got the assist, is coming off for O'Hare. And Labaudiere is coming off for Wright. Yep, can never maintain a lead. Oh, God. Why is it just... It's just so us, isn't it? Ampadu. Kamara. Leeds have just kicked off again. Strauch. Across to Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon goes all the way back to Meslier. Now Rodon. To Dan James. Back to Rodon. Across to Ampadu. Now Rodon again. Down the line to Dan James. Dan James inside to Jorginho, but it's a bad pass, and now O'Hare, the substitute, can pick up the ball. Jorginho wins it back, though, and then turns nicely. Gets blocked off there, but Kamara still manages to put a tackle in, but then Coventry come away with the ball. Now Jed Spence and Somerville tackle Van Uwijk, but it's going to be a foul there. We never make it easy on ourselves. Why, oh, why do we always do this? Absolutely. So annoying. It's just being a Leeds fan, isn't it? Just constant. Sims with a nice little flick around the corner. Van Uwijk with the ball right across the box, and it hit O'Hare, but just rolled out for a goal kick. And that could have been really dangerous. Again, Leeds nearly conceded there. He just couldn't get a good enough touch on it. My God, that would have been close. We really nearly gave him a goal again. Ampadu. Into Somerville. Somerville to Rodon, out wide. Dan James tries to play a ball down the line for Archie Gray, but it's cut out and Leeds are going to get a throw in. Strauch now. Strauch into Spence. Spence back to Strauch. Gives the ball back to Meslier. Now to Rodon. Now Archie Gray inside to Pirou. Pirou gets tackled there. Surely that was a foul. The ball goes forward and then Pascal Strauch does really well to get in between Sims and the goalkeeper, Meslier, and just passes it back to Meslier. And now Kamara comes out with it. Come on, Leeds. Let's have a bit of an injection of pace here. Spence comes forwards. Tackle on Somerville, not adjudged to be a foul, so Coventry still have the ball here. Clips the ball into the midfield area. Now Sheaf down the line to Van Newick, but Glenn Kamara's won the ball and given it to Joel Pirou. Joel Pirou with a nice little nutmeg pass into Jorginho. Jorginho tries to shoot, and now Glenn Kamara back to Somerville. Somerville's in the box. Somerville shoots. Saved by Collins. Now Pirou shoots over and nearly out of the stadium. So frustrating. So frustrating. Farker still hasn't made any substitutions. Sims now with the ball. Sims tries to play the ball forward. And now Rodon tries to get there. Sims' his shot is blocked and Meslier can pick it up. Sims looked like he might have picked up a knock there, but now Spence with the ball. Down the line to Somerville. Somerville goes past his man. Goes in and out. Oh, gets tackled there, Somerville. Now O'Hare. Good tackle by Ampadu. Now Spence. Spence tries to flick it around the corner. Ampadu has it. Nice little ball inside to Kamara. Now out wide again to Ampadu on the left-hand side. Ampadu looking for an option here. Nice little ball inside, but nobody read that he was playing that little reverse pass. It was a perfect pass for someone to actually make a run, but nobody made a run. It's actually Leeds fans walking out the ground, you know, which is just not something that usually happens. Leeds have a throw-in just opposite the Coventry 18-yard box. Archie Gray wins that ball back really well. And now Ampadu into Jorginho, into Joel Pirou. Joel Pirou's touch is not good enough. And now Coventry can come away with the ball. It's a foul by Ampadu. And Ampadu's surely going to get himself a yellow card after this move is over for that advantage that was played. Now Coventry in the midfield area. Comes forward over the halfway line to O'Hare. Out wide again to De Silva. De Silva tries to play it inside, but good foot by Joe Rodon, and Somerville can win it. Somerville plays it out wide to Jorginho. Joel Pirou is up on the opposite wing. If Jorginho can find him, he may be in a bit of space here. Jorginho goes past a couple of players, comes towards the edge of the box, looks for a chance to shoot, tries to shoot, but it's tackled, and now Coventry could come away with it, although Glenn Kamara does really well to win the ball a couple of times there, and now Spence has it. Spencer's got Pirou outside him, but goes inside to Kamara. Now Dan James on the edge of the box. Dan James into Jed Spence. Jed Spence's shot is blocked, and the ball bounces through to Collins in the Coventry goal. I would like to see the subs now, please. Literally like the lowest vote that we had on when the subs would come on is probably going to be the one that happens. I think Latabadair took that shot right in the midriff. I told you that would be pulled back for a yellow card for Ampadu. Collins with the goal kick now, or the drop ball really, because his player was down injured. 15 minutes left then. 10 seconds and we're on our 75 to 80 minute prediction of when the subs would come on. Yeah, it was worthy of a yellow card, that tackle. He's way too late making subs, you're right. It's so annoying. Somerville is actually pressing their centre-back in the box and then they can clear it through Collins, the goalkeeper. Headed forward by Strauch. Touched down nicely by Piroux into Ampadu. Ampadu to Piroux. Piroux tries to play it into the feet of Somerville but doesn't quite make it to him. But Leeds win it back through Ampadu and now Kamara has it. Back to Pascal Strauch. Bamford and Nonto ready to come on. Nice ball down the line from Spence. Now Joel Piroux. Nice ball from Kamara back to Piroux and now Ampadu has it. Ampadu drops it off to Kamara. Now Somerville. Somerville to Kamara. Kamara out wide to Archie Gray. Archie Gray and Dan James out on the same wavelength there, and Coventry can come forward with it through Wright. Now O'Hare plays a nice ball down the line for Wright, and Wright is in down the left-hand side here. He's got Joe Rodon and Archie Gray trying to defend against him. He's inside the box. Leeds have won the ball back, and Archie Gray is able to clear that one. And actually, Joel Piroux is going to win that ball back. Now Joel Piroux into Ampadu. Now Leeds can break here if they can get forward. Jorginho now has the ball out on the left-hand side, cutting towards the edge of the box. Jorginho shoots! Good save by the goalkeeper. Drops out to the right-hand side where Piroux can pick it up on the left wing. On the right wing, sorry, and then Jorginho's shot is saved well by Collins. And Coventry have to clear. Leeds are now making the substitutions. Patrick Bamford is coming on. And Wilfred Gnonto is coming on. So that's Kamara that's coming off. And I don't know who's coming off for Gnonto. It might be Dan James. Who's 39? Well, Spence is the one coming off. So again, it's not particularly even bold subs for Farker. It's literally the subs he makes at the end of every game where he thinks he can win it. He always just brings on a load of attackers. Palmer's coming on for Coventry, by the way, as well. But this is something I've talked about. Like, if you're going to have 4 or 5 strikers on the pitch and you're going to sit them all on the edge of the box, it's Sims that's coming off for Palmer, by the way. If you're going to sit them all on the edge of the box, you either need to actually lump the ball into the box and hope for the knockdowns and hope for something to drop, or you need to have them come out, run away from the box, open up spaces and stuff like that. But at the moment, the way that we play, we just have all of our strikers pin them back on the edge of their box and then not really create anything. Allen's coming on as well for Van Nieuwijk. So 78th minute. So those of you who are in that 20% that voted 76 to 80 minutes, congratulations, you won. Gnonto with the throw-in into Somerville. Somerville to Ampadu, and then across to Archie Gray. Archie Gray's going to go wide here to Dan James. Dan James needs an option, though. He's going to come inside. Does well, though. Uses his pace. Nice ball into Piroux and then to Jorginho, and then Leeds just lose out on the possession there. Ball forward there to the striker that's just come on, and Joe Rodon's going to have to come across and defend against him, and he does so well to do so, and he's actually kept the ball in play. Joe Rodon, that is fantastic defending. Now Gnonto. Now Jorginho out on the left-hand side, just coming over the halfway line, plays the ball down the line to Somerville. He's making an overlapping run from Somerville. Somerville into Gnonto and then back down the line to Jorginho. Jorginho coming into the box here, drops it off to Somerville. Somerville tries to play it across the face of goal It's deflected out for a corner kick, and Leeds are going to take this one. It looks to be maybe short, but good strike there from... Oh, no, that was the earlier strike, but really Leeds need to put one of these chances in the back of the net because we've had plenty of chances to score in this game. Somerville, one arm up, is going to take this corner. Ball into the box, it's cleared away, and it's actually going to be a Leeds throw-in. Strauch now. Archie Gray plays it out wide to Dan James. Dan James is going to have to try and beat his man and get the ball in the box here. He's not really got much of an option other than to go back to Gray, which is the option that he chooses. Now Gray across to Ampadu. O'Hare comes out to press him, but Ampadu plays a nice ball out to the left-hand side where Somerville now has it. Somerville looking to take on his man and go into the box. Nice little back heel towards Nonto. Nonto now needs to get the ball into the box. He does. It's headed away, though, and Somerville has to pick it up again on the edge. Somerville heads it to Nonto. Nonto out on the left-hand side. Looking to go past his man. He's been blocked off there, Nonto, and he's just shielded into safety by a Coventry player, and Coventry win the goal kick for themselves. Collins taking his sweet old time over this goal kick. He needs to get booked, really, for taking this long. Plays it forwards towards the halfway line. Nonto challenges for it, but Leeds win it back already through Strauch. Strauch. Ball into Bamford. Bamford's just lost the ball, but Ampadu wins it again. Now Jorginho. Jorginho down the line for Dan James. Dan James is not going to get there. Jorginho, you just have to put the right pace on the pass. It's not good enough. In a chance like this, in a situation like this, chances like that, you need to make sure your weight of pass is right. If you're just going to play it into touch like that, it's going to absolutely kill us. Collins again taking far too long over his goal kick, and now he's going to get booked. The referee has now finally booked Collins in the Coventry City goal, and he's still taking ages to take it. Long goal kick over the halfway line. Right had his arms around Roden, so there's a free kick to Leeds, and now Leeds have it with Strauch at the back. Nonto. Ball back to Strauch. Strauch out wide to Nonto again. He's got Jorginho ahead of him, but not really a chance to get the ball to him. Nonto. Drops it off to Ampadu. Then to Archie Gray on the right. Archie Gray does well to go past his man and still keep the ball. Now Piru has it, but Piru's lost the ball. Piru makes a good tackle, and now Gray can get it back if he can keep the ball in, and he doesn't. Archie. So Coventry throw in, giving away possession there. I can just feel our first loss at home incoming. Don't say that. Don't say it. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to go up the other end and score in a minute, and we're all going to scream. O'Hare now on the left-hand side. Tries to play a ball inside, but Joe Roden clears it. Now that ball's going to go all the way out for a Leeds goal kick. Joffy Gelhardt is getting ready to come on. Joe Rodon. Now Jorginho. Oh, Jorginho tried to play a ball out to the right-hand side, left-hand side, sorry, to Strauch, but it just hit Ampadu, and it slowed everything right down, but Leeds have still got possession. Archie Gray to Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon plays it over the halfway line to Jorginho. Jorginho looking for an option here, but Jorginho loses out, but still manages to get back and get the ball. Now a nice pass around to Pascal Strauch. Now Leeds can come out the other side. Good quick pass from Strauch out to the left-hand side. Leeds have got a little bit of a chance to get it in here. The ball goes into the box. It's Piru on the edge. Flicks it to Dan James. Now Dan James with it. Gives it to Jorginho. There's so many Coventry players back in the box. And Jorginho again overhits his pass, does he? And it's going to be a Coventry goal kick. Gelhardt's coming on for Piru. I prefer Joseph to Gelhardt, I think. I'm not sure what Gelhardt really brings anymore. Come on, Joffy. Yeah, this looks... Thing is, it looks significantly worse than it did when we started, doesn't it? Gelhardt and Bamford being the two strikers. Labaudiere tries to send it down the line, but Ampadu wins it back, and then Strauch has to come in and win it off O'Hare. Now Ampadu. Ampadu looking for an option, passes it to Jorginho, who is in a bit of a number 10 role now. Somerville into Jorginho inside the box. Jorginho with a little twist. His shot is just past the post, and it's going to be a goal kick to Coventry. It's a good little turn from Jorginho. Does a little Maradona sort of roulette turn and then just whips it past the post and it hits the side netting. Just needs to be on target. Coventry goalkeeper's really playing with fire here, not taking this goal kick because he might get a yellow card. A second yellow. Up towards the halfway line. Now Rodon wins the header, but it goes all the way out for a throw-in, about halfway inside the Coventry City half. De Silva now looking to take this throw-in, but still taking ages. Now the ball dribbled right through the midfield here. And Pascal Strauch's going to have to do something. It goes out wide to right. Right looking for a chance to shoot. And then the shot from the edge of the box from Palmer is saved easily by Meslier in the end. But that was worrying for a second there. Just straight down the throat of Meslier, and he can just catch that one. Nonto gets completely wiped out from behind there. Surely that's a yellow card. It has to be. Yeah, yellow card there. Palmer's just pushed Nonto apparently, but I can't see it because we're watching a replay of the other foul. Eccles was the one who got a yellow card. Jorginho just pulled pulled Somerville away from the situation just before Somerville could do anything. Seems to me that he's brought on two subs in Joffrey and Bam Bam that are least likely to have an effect. We're underway again here, though. Ball out on the left-hand side with Wilfred Nonto. Nonto looking to go down the line. Drops it off to Somerville. Somerville does really well to go past his man, then tries to play it down the line to Nonto. Nonto's been tackled there by Palmer, and then it's going to be a free kick to Leeds because you could tell that Palmer went into that to try and give him a bit of a kick. All the Leeds fans saying off, off, off because Palmer could have got his second yellow card there. Oh, we all hope the subs prove us wrong, to be honest. We all hope the subs come on and score. We hope Bamford just gets a little flick on this free kick and puts it in the top corner. I'd love that to happen, but I'm just not sure it will. Somerville over this free kick. Somerville towards the back post. Headed away by Coventry. Picked up by Archie Gray, who goes back out wide to Dan James. Dan James is going to have to try and look for a chance to get the ball in the box here. He does it early. Headed. Oh, it's gone away, though, and now Nonto into the box where Somerville has it. Somerville's going to have to do something to get it across the box. He does, and it's going to be a goal kick because he didn't quite manage to keep the ball in play. Oh, God. I don't know how long we'll be added on. Could be 5, 6, 7 minutes added on here, to be honest, because of all the sort of pushing and shoving that's just happened. Archie Gray going off injured before, having to be let back on the pitch, all that sort of stuff. So to throw into Leeds here just about halfway inside their own half. 7 added minutes. That is on the screen now as well, by the way. This is the added time, so you'll see how much time's elapsed of this added period. Nonto. Looking to go down the line. Looking for an option, though. He has to come back on himself and come inside. Now Nonto again. Nice ball out wide to the right wing where Dan James can pick it up. He's got Archie Gray inside. Archie Gray lets it run and goes inside again. Nice little ball into Bamford. Bamford's tripped over the ball, but it still went back to Archie Gray. Bamford tries to play the ball into Dan James. Dan James is being shielded away from it, and Collins can come and pick that one up. Thanks, Liam. No worries. We can't afford to drop points, absolutely. Back to Sheaf, forward. But Pascal Strout wins that, and now Joffy picks it up. Joffy loses it, though. Come on. He's just not sharp, and that's the problem with bringing on these type of substitutions. Joffy does well, though, to come get back the ball. Meslier to Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon's going to try and carry the ball forward here and brings it up towards Dan James. Dan James now with it. Goes inside. Drops it off to Ampadu. He's tackled there and fouled, but there's an advantage. And now Leeds come out the other side with Pascal Strouk. Strouk down the line to Wilfred Nonto. Wilfred Nonto looking for a chance to get the ball in the box here. Instead, he drops it off to his mate Somerville. Now Somerville back to Nonto inside the box. Somerville with a chance to shoot. Somerville's... Oh, his shot was blocked in the end, and it's going to be a corner kick to Leeds. Leeds nearly had that chance there. Somerville cut back on himself, and all the players dived for it, and then I think it was Latibadair managed to get that block in. No worries, Samuel. I think there's a bit of pushing and shoving. Thomas is pushing Bamford inside the box, and Bamford's winding the players up, I think. I don't know why they're pushing and shoving, to be honest. Now the referee's bringing him back out to have a chat with them. Grumpy old man saying it's disappointing, but not the end of the world. Just hope we pick up points sharpish. Yeah, well, we've got to turn it around. For if we draw, the gap's not got any bigger, has it, between us and Ipswich? Because they obviously drew. If we keep the same gap, but then we have to go and then beat Ipswich to start closing that gap. So it's not the end of the world, but I would love to see us get an injury time winner now. Short corner taken. Now Nonto. Nonto out to Archie Gray. Back out wide to Nonto. Now down the line to Somerville. Somerville with a ball into the box. Across. Headed over the bar by Joe Rodon in the end. Joe Rodon looks like he's hurt himself there. But, God, you've got to put that in the back of the net. He's just got to put that in the back of the net there. There's 2.5 minutes to go. You'd like to think that we'll get maybe one or two more chances. Collins taking this goal kick all the way up to the halfway line, headed by Archie Gray down the line. Won back by Coventry, but then Leeds win it back through Gelhardt and Jorginho. Jorginho with a nice little touch, nutmegs O'Hare, now into Somerville. Somerville has Nonto beyond him, and now Strouk into Nonto. Nonto tries to pass it across the box, and Leeds have another corner kick here. This time, just put it in the box. Southampton level with us now as well. Yeah, that's something when you've got to worry about, is them coming from behind to catch us. Nonto, you've got to put this in the box. We can't be taking short corners at this stage. You've got to gamble. And he does put it in the box. Flicked on by Bamford, but it's cleared by Coventry. And now Dan James picks it up and gives it to Archie Gray. Archie Gray's going to play it back out wide. This time to Gelhardt. Gelhardt looks for an option and tries to play the ball into the box. Oh, he doesn't. He plays it out wide to Somerville. Now to Nonto. Nonto looking for a chance to get the ball in the box here. He does well to get the ball back to Somerville. Somerville just keeps it in. Somerville to Dan James. Dan James is going to have to try and look for a way to get this in the box. Dan James is on goal. Dan James shoots and he misses from point blank. Was it a deflection? Was it a tackle? What was it? Because Dan James was one-on-one with the goalkeeper there. Excellent pass from Joffy. Oh, I think Thomas just gets enough on it. Dan James was going to score there, and Thomas just gets enough on it. Why do we get bad luck like that? I mean, it's excellent defending, but it's a goal. It's a goal kick, or maybe he kicked it onto onto Dan James's foot, but. My God, still a minute and a half to go. That's going to be a Leeds. Oh, it's a Coventry throw-in as well inside our half. Oh. They're taking the mick now with how long they're taking over these throw-ins and stuff. Palmer, good tackle though by Leeds, and now Joffy comes out with the ball. Still, somehow Coventry still get the ball back. Archie Gray now into Ampadu. Ampadu flicks it over the top to Strauch, and Strauch's going to pick it up in the left back position. Strauch into Nonto. Nonto goes back to Roden, and Leeds can try and play out now. Joe Roden into Joffy. Joffy goes past his man. He's being held back here. Still being held back here. Cheating scumbag. It's a free kick. Probably 40 yards out. It's more of a chance to cross the ball into the box. About literally halfway between the goal and the halfway line. Bamford trying to organise. Somerville's going to take this free kick and try and put it in the box. Somerville to take this free kick. Crosses it into the box. Loads of players fell over there, and I think Gelhardt's apparently fouled Eccles. Why? Why make a foul in a situation like that when you're... Why are you dragging and holding people, Gelhardt? Why? Because if you give away a free kick there, you've just completely ruined our chance to score. It's a joke. Collins is taking the absolute mick here. He needs a second yellow, that bloke. Long ball forward, and that's the final whistle. Right, I'm really annoyed. What a joke. Oh, look, loads of players are fighting now. Somerville and Nonto's trying to stop Somerville having a scrap with Thomas or Latibadair. I don't even know who. But it's all kicking off. Somerville is absolutely incensed. I don't know why that all kicked off then. This Palmer, I think, is causing aggro. Ampadu's just trying to take them away from each other. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Thanks. You're welcome, everybody who's thanking me for the commentary. Just very disappointing game, isn't it? To not got it. I'm trying to watch that replay then, but it didn't look like really anything happened. They just sort of start pushing each other again. really frustrating, really disappointing. Leeds have drawn at home. The winning streak at home has ended. So I'll do a match reaction. You'll see that out on the channel this afternoon or this evening now, and then there will be plenty more. There's plenty more content on the way on Monday, on Wednesday, on all through the week. So you'll see all that, and then it'll be live again at the weekend next weekend. So thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Leeds Lately.